Today's sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel State, where the legacy of the late, great Sam Mills lives on with each pound of the drum. And that means we are ready for football here at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right out of the gate, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Carolina Panthers.
2025 Carolina Panthers.
Set to go now on a wet and rainy night. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Again, it's Jones. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Now hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd down and 4. Running right, Jones. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. 38 yards. And the Panthers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Throughout the game, we're going to track so many different statistics, but one is becoming increasingly in vogue: explosive runs of 20 yards or more, and we just saw one right there to open this game.
Now we'll see how the other team responds, because when you get a play like that against you this early in the game, you got to feel like your back's against the wall a little bit.
Yeah, the pressure now increases on you because your first thought is we have to answer right now.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Browns nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
The secret to his game and his success: incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet him before practice, he actually demands it, because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they'll be hard to beat each and every ball game.
At the 24-yard line.
They go play action. It's McNabb. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And this This winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
Here's McNabb. Over the middle, complete. It's Bennett. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
Here we go.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Cougar 19.
From the gun, here's McNabb. Shifts by at the 15. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Let's go now.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Go.
Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And he stopped immediately there. 3rd and 9 here.
No gain on the play. Brings up
Now it's McNabb. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Here we go, shot.
They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's got room. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Wright on the ground. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
First down. 1st and 10 at the
consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. They'll go again here with Wright. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Ready? I got it. Bravo 80. Check out.
A give up the middle to right. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
16 yards.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Panthers go up by 2 touchdowns. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone, so tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline. You have to get your feet down, inbounds, for it to count as a catch. How about the backgrounds of some of these guys, though? Did they work on it? Maybe some of them were ballet, some dance, who knows?
Yeah, you and I were talking the other day. Remember one of my favorite? Yeah, we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Browns, nothing.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Oh, what a move. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Come on. Hey.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Ready up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
Number 89.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Fitzpatrick now. Wright's got him. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Brought him a little extra space. Second down and 3.
Brings up second and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Fitzpatrick. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. 44 yards. And the Panthers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Now the try here for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Dillon now on 1st and 10. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. Second down and 8.
At the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. On play action, they'll throw. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Back to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Let's go. 70 Lions.
And they'll go right back to right. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down with Wright. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers. And they're going to speed things up here.
1st down.
On the handoff, it's Wright. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
38-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
On the give, this is Wright. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Panthers are able to stretch out their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
A try here for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. A great effort there. Ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
This is taken at the 23. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's closing in on 200 yards on the ground with the fourth quarter still to come. We're in the third. Good shot to get there.
And now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball, because we've had that kind of a day. There is a tendency to think about getting him out and saving some of it. Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder. I'll take the ball again, please, right?
Not turning down any carries.
Right back to him on first down.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Now a stoppage here for an injured player, and it's David Montgomery who is struggling a bit. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Ready? 70 Lions.
They'll run with Wright. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Let's go. Hey, hey. Panther 60. Panther 60. Check out.
On the ground, it's right. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Third down and 1.
Brings up third and 1.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
A 7-yard gain. That's another Panthers first down.
Here we go. Shot.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Be ready. Be ready. Go.
Right is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the 4-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Bronco 80. Hey, 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 hey.
They'll try again. And once again, this defense very stout. They stop him for no gain for the second straight play. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point right down the middle. And it is 42-0.
Browns nothing.
So that drive goes 8 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He is north of 200 yards. Any time that you can say you're north of 200 yards, you've done something right.
Yeah, you're going to get some big check marks on your grade sheet, and you're going to be in heavy rotation on all the highlight shows, and you might even make a magazine cover or 2.
He's hoping for more, the cherry on top maybe, as this game goes forward. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
The Panthers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Fitzpatrick. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
He'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's good for Browns. First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
2nd down.
Okay, break.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Finding room at midfield. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 18.
50 yards on the play.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.
The players on your team earn some XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game.